Hello. In this video, we'll be discussing how to make inferences in literature. Before we begin practicing making inferences, let's review what an inference is. Remember, when you're making an inference, you are being a reading detective. You're taking your background knowledge, which you already know, plus the clues from the text, and putting those together to make a good inference about something that was not specifically told in the text. So as a reader, you have to piece together the clues from the text, plus your own knowledge, to make a good conclusion about something that the author did not directly state in the text. All right, let's practice with the passage. Follow along as I read the passage. Matt was finishing up the last few bites of his snack when Mom got home from work. She asked how his day was and then said, "Get your homework finished quickly because we've been invited to Aunt Sarah's house for dinner." I told her I would bring the rest of the cake that we did not eat on Sunday. Matt's eyes widened and he looked at the empty snack plate before him. The question says, what can you infer from this passage? We said when you make an inference, you use your knowledge plus clues from the text to make a good guess about something that the author did not directly tell us in the text. When I read this last part, it says Matt's eyes widened and he looked at the empty snack plate before him. I know that the clue from the text is that Matt's eyes widened. I know from past experience that when somebody widens their eyes or makes their eyes bigger, it usually means they're surprised by something they just heard. So Matt is surprised by something he just heard. When I look up in the text, a clue from the text is when his mom is speaking and she says that we've been invited to Aunt Sarah's house for dinner. I told her I would bring the rest of the cake that we did not eat on Sunday. So Matt is surprised when he hears that they're going to take the rest of the cake they did not eat on Sunday. And then the clue from the text says he looks at his empty snack plate. So what can we infer from this passage? We can infer that Matt must have ate the rest of the cake. How did we infer this? We took what we knew, that when someone's eyes get real big, it means they're surprised by something they've heard. We took the clues from the text that they were supposed to take the rest of the cake to his Aunt Sarah's, and that Matt looked down at his empty plate after his eyes were widened. The author never said that Matt ate the cake, but we can infer it. We can make that good guess based on what we know and what we read. All right, let's try another passage. Follow along as I read. Marissa never really liked football, but her friends all wanted to go to the game. So she reluctantly told Taylor over the phone that she would go. Marissa was grabbing a sweatshirt when her dad called out, "Marissa, one of your favorite movies is coming on tonight." Bummer, thought Marissa as she put on her shoes. Just then she heard a crack of thunder. With her shoes still in her hand, she redialed Taylor's number. What could we infer in this passage? Remember, when we infer, we use what we know plus clues from the text to make a good guess about something the author did not tell us. So the first thing that I know is this word reluctantly. If you are reluctant about something, it means that you're hesitating to do it. You're not so sure you want to do something. I also know that when I hear a crack of thunder, that typically means that a storm is coming. So those are two things that I know. If I'm reluctant, you're hesitant to do something, and thunder typically means a storm is coming. Now, some clues from the text that I could put with this knowledge. Well, we know that Marissa never really liked football, right? So she doesn't like football, so that would explain why she's reluctant or hesitant to go to the game. It also says she heard a crack of thunder, which we know means a storm is coming. And her dad has just told her that one of her favorite movies is coming on tonight. She redials Taylor's number. So she just told Taylor she would come to the game, but now she's dialing that number again after hearing a crack of thunder and knowing that her favorite movie is coming on. So what can we infer from this passage? We can infer that she redialed Taylor's number and is going to tell Taylor that she's not going to come to the football game because it's going to rain. Now notice the author didn't say those words to us, but we could infer them, we could make a good guess based on what we already know and the clues from the text. We can infer that Marissa's going to call Taylor and say she's not coming to the football game because of the rain, and that she'll most likely stay home and watch her favorite movie. Keep practicing your inferencing, and remember to be a good reading detective. Take your knowledge, match it with clues from the text, and make good inferences.